here's where it gets fantastic. If you know this, that's awesome. If you don't, if you're hearing this for the first time, this needs to blow your mind, because the first organic result is going to get 41 to 45 times the traffic than the first paid search term. So that's 41 to 45 times more traffic, more sales. I mean, you can equate it to any number you want, but it's a multiple of 41 times over the paid search terms. Now, it doesn't get much worse from there. The second result is going to get 11 to 18% of the traffic. The third result, 7 to 15% of the traffic. Then you have results 4 through 9. They're going to get 2 times as much traffic as the first paid result. So if I'm buried in the middle of the first page, am I super upset? No, because I'm getting still 2 times more traffic than the first paid result. And frankly, if I'm on the first page organically, not only am I going to get more traffic, but people are going to trust that result much, much more than they will any paid result. Everybody who's searching the internet right now is becoming more and more savvy to paid results and organic results. That's why the clicks are distributed in this way, but also when people click on a paid result, they know that they're clicking a paid result. So right off the bat, they're just going to be a little bit more hesitant. That's just human nature. Anytime someone's going to promote something, hey, come buy something, or hey, here I am, well, frankly, they're going to be a little bit more reluctant, a little bit more hesitant than they would be if they're just coming across that information organically, or it's referred by a friend or something like that. So that's why it's super, super important. That's why we like organic traffic so much. Now, this is pretty cool. The 10th result, the last result, gets 3 to 4 times more traffic than the first paid result. So if I'm number 10, I'm going to get twice as much traffic as 4 through 9. And quite simply, study after study has shown the reason for that is people just scroll to the bottom. They're looking for results. They realize there's none left, and then they're just going to click on the last result. So it's really, really important. It just shows the power and the traffic that's contained within the organic results contained within Google. I mean, it's undeniable, and you can't deny. I mean, study after study has shown this to be true, that all the traffic in Google is focused in the organic results. So the biggest thing is we're not paying for that traffic. That's the most important element to this. So when we build these sites, certainly we have to buy a domain, and certainly we have some setup costs. But what I'm going to show you is how we've mitigated a lot of those costs and how we can deliver traffic, fully optimized sites that generate consistent organic traffic for a fraction of the cost is what it would set up to create one paid campaign for that same traffic. Yet you own the site, you own the asset, and you own that ranking. And to be honest with you, it's very, very easy to maintain a ranking. That's another myth about search engine optimization. A lot of people feel like it's super difficult to maintain a ranking. If you do and you follow the strategies that we're going to talk about here and the concepts that we're going to talk about, how we build these niche traffic sites that are fully optimized, if we follow these strategies and do everything Google tells us to do, we are going to have a great time, and you're going to see that it requires very, very little maintenance to maintain a spot on the first page of Google, and a high spot at that. That's very, very important. Remember what we talked about. We don't want to pay for traffic. We don't want to be reliant upon either Facebook or Google for their paid ad campaigns. But more importantly, too, we don't want to have, if we're getting organic results, we don't want to be spending all our time, effort, and energy just making sure we keep those results that we obtain. So that's very, very important. So I touched on it before. It's only getting worse for paid traffic. I mean, if you've done paid campaigns, you know that it's becoming increasingly difficult, and all the different providers out there are flat out telling us that it's going in that direction. I mean, just sending straight to a squeeze page and sending straight to offer pages is becoming increasingly difficult. It really, really is. So that's why it's very important that we understand how we can drive organic traffic consistently. And let's touch on something else. We also want to be able to get ranked quickly, too. And this is something that a lot of people, when they see this concept for the first time, have a very difficult time understanding as to why they can get ranked so quickly for certain terms. So let's keep moving forward. So we're going to flip the lid on traditional SEO, and that's what I do. But I'm going to show you first how we analyze keywords. And this is something that's not going to blow a lot of people's minds, but it's important we have this foundation, both for traditional SEO and keyword analysis. A lot of this, again, is not going to be absolutely new stuff. It's going to be new to some people, but again, it's important that we have this foundation, and it's also important that you understand what I'm telling you and teaching you as we move forward throughout this presentation, that I'm not presenting about some kind of black hat scheme or some sort of, article spinning type offer or article spinning type argument. It just flat out, that's not what I believe in, and that's not what I preach. A lot of what I teach is stuff that you may have heard before, but it's going to be presented in a very, very different way. So it's important we have that foundation, and you understand that we're not going to break away from some of that stuff. We are going to break away from a lot of it, and a lot of it has to do with the time, effort, energy, and money it takes to get ranked. So first, what I call traditional SEO and effective SEO, they're both centered around keywords. And there's 3 essential factors for keywords, and we can just boil it down to these elements, and that's it. First, money keywords, right? You need to make sure a keyword is a money keyword, right? It's once you get that traffic, is it a keyword that is gonna convert for you? That's the first and foremost. If you don't have a money keyword, you're wasting your time. I mean, I work with a lot of people that, hey, yeah, I'm ranked for this keyword, or I'm driving traffic for this keyword, but flat out, they're ranking for the wrong, they're going after the wrong type of traffic. You need to know what's a money keyword for you, your offer, or what you're promoting. It's the most important thing. And once we have a money keyword, we need, on an SEO, this is a traditional fashion. So this is if we're building out a bigger site, and this is what a lot of people talk about, building out, if you're building out a blog site. So we're going to create a site that's going to target these money keywords. And a lot of times we'll write a blog post that'll integrate these keywords. And then what we'll do is we'll share these pages on social bookmarking sites, and we'll generate some backlinks. And a lot of times, we'll make sure that we have the URL contained within those different pages. But this is where we're going to flip the lid just a little bit. What I talk about and what I teach is building, and it's called mini site SEO. First up, we're going to create a new website around that specific keyword. And we're going to use this keyword in the new domain. So whatever that keyword is, we're going to buy a domain with that exact search term, that exact keyword search term in our domain. Very, very important element. And then we're going to optimize every aspect of the site down to the last detail to be a traffic generating machine. Now, what's very, very important is when we're optimizing the site and every aspect of the site to be fully optimized, there's a couple things that we're going to take into account. One is we're not going to sacrifice conversions. That's very, very important. A lot of people fail to understand how you can do that, because that, again, we can get traffic, but we need to make sure we're converting on that traffic. So we're going to optimize the traffic down to the last detail to make sure it is fully optimized in every sense of the word, even to the point where we're buying a new keyword. We're buying a new domain for every keyword that we want to rank for. And this has been our core strategy around this mini site SEO. So let's move on. And this is the difference. So traditional SEO, you create a page where you're targeting keywords, you write a blog post, share them on a social bookmarking site. This mini site SEO, we're creating a new website around this keyword. We're using the keyword in the domain, and then we're optimizing every other aspect of the site down to the last little detail to generate traffic. So the next important factor in selecting keywords is potential traffic. So we talked about we have to make sure it's a money keyword first and foremost, and then we have to make sure there's potential traffic there. I mean, I can't tell you how many times people will be ranking for the wrong keywords just flat out because they haven't done the research and they haven't educated themselves on exactly the traffic that they should be going after, or what's the potential traffic there, more importantly, right? Because at the end of the day, we want to make sure our efforts are going to be monetized. And we need to know our metrics. So it's important that we understand what that search volume is, what the potential traffic is, so we know what we can potentially monetize that site for. So essentially what we're doing is we're creating paid